Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Amit Sharma from SVAR Media Network, and I welcome you all today as we celebrate the 10th edition of GemGenève, where the world of fine jewelry and the rare gemstones coverages in the heart of Geneva. Scheduled from 7th May to 10th at GemGenève celebrates a decade of discovering true rarity. This year edition is more than a trade show. It's a human-scale sanctuary of excellence, placing a spectacular spotlight on the technical mastery and ethereal beauty of color diamonds. Since 2018, their creative ideas have grown into a global pillar of industry, a place where the heritage of the past meets the innovations of the future. A warm welcome to our visionaries. We are profoundly honored to welcome the architects of this ecosystem, Mr. Ronnie Totter, Thomas Faber, Nader Totter, and Matthew. My first question to you, Ronnie and Thomas together, as we mark this landmark 10th edition, how has your by exhibitors and for exhibitors vision matured? And looking back, what do you consider GemGenève's most significant contribution to the global gemstone and antique jewelry market over past decade?
I think one of the major contributions is the fact that we have shown to our trade that the trade can take in his own hands some important part of the selling process. Therefore, we did this GemGenève, which is completely different than the other shows, because in fact it's done really for the exhibitors, trying to understand. It's not trying to understand, because as we are exhibitors ourselves, we understand the needs of the exhibitors, the needs of the visitors, and the needs of the whole trade. Like, for example, not to think about the present, thinking just about the past. The most important is also to think about the future and the young generation or the future generation that doesn't exist yet. Mm-hmm. So I think this is one of the main points that makes GemGenève special.
I think the formula, to make it simple, is it's made by dealers for dealers. And as Ronnie said, we know the needs and we are in the same boat. So that's a clear-cut formula.
I would add that both Ronnie and Thomas have their own booths inside GemGenève, and they pay as well their booths and all the technical precision. So that means that if the show is good for them, of course, it's supposed to be good for the other dealers, or they are dealers.
Okay. My next question to you again is to have what defines the unique soul of this year 2026, and particularly with a spotlight on Designers Village and newcomers like Hemera Paris. Beyond acquisitions, what specific workshop or a keynote that you have created to provide visitors with an unprecedented industry insights?
Actually, from the beginning, we think that it's very important to showcase new designers and to give them opportunity to be visible and to give them a chance, because it's not easy. There are a lot of designers and we can welcome only a few, but we offer them a platform where they can find the visitors, the buyers, collectioners, and it's very important. We try to make a turnover. So this time, yes, you mentioned the Hemera Paris, for example, who is creating unique pieces of bags. He has a bold vision, and he tries to make a bag and a clutch, actually, but mixed with métier d'art. So, for example, we work with enamel. So there will be an artisan for the bags, for the maroquinerie, and then one for the enamel or the feather. So it's very, very interesting and always very, some innovations.
But before just the workshops or the keynote, I would just add that this 2026 show will be like our 10th edition of GemGenève. So of course, I would say that for all of us, because like the core team remained the same since the beginning of GemGenève, I guess I would say that it will be a bit emotional edition, because 10 editions had been built since 2018. Contemporary designers, that it was like super important to highlight, and since the first edition of GemGenève, like the transmission the newcomers, it was very important as well for the two founding families to transmit and to share the operations through talks and panel discussions. So this is like maybe I don't remember, but maybe the first edition we had I would say like 3 or 4 talks, and now built step by step, and now we have around like between 10 and 12 talks. Dedicated to the visitors, to the exhibitors. They are free. It's built like as to highlight and to valorize like all the jewelry sector. So it's like it could be like gemology topics, quite precise, and news, the challenge of the market, of the trade. So we are trying to highlight like all the jewelry sectors, and it's a way for us as well to integrate actors that are usually not part of a commercial show. So that means that allowed us to build connections and collaborations with private foundations, with museums, curators, gemological experts, students as well.
Lovely to hear that. I think it's going to be a very enriching experience for all the visitors who experience all these new updates that we've read. Well, my next question to you, Ms. Ronnie, related to culture and ethical synergy. Ronnie, with the Jewellery and Gemstone Association of Africa, GJAA collaborations, and the Ati Pacharuga masterpiece on display, how is GemGenève 2026 acting as a strategic bridge between traditional European luxury and emerging ethical narratives of African continent and global south?
Yeah, I'm going to be very brief because I'm not going to answer to the question. It's going to be Nadej. The maybe just to begin with would be that, as already it has been said, what we want to do is to work for the trade, general trade, and in fact we are looking towards people who would deserve, let's say, to have lights on them, and they are hidden, and for them it's quite difficult. I'm not just talking about Africa, but it could be the young designer, etc. And it's just to put the light everywhere. So
that's true that nowadays we are witnessing that in the jewelry world it goes really far above aesthetics, and it's also about histories, meaning, and responsibility. And at GemGenève, we think that it's very important to open conversations and to create bridges between different cultures. And from until last year, Asia was represented, Europe, of course, America, Middle East, and there was nothing from Africa. And then we contacted the GK, and I think it's very important because they had stories to tell. They had a lot of resources, a lot of gemstones are coming from Africa, and they don't have the means, they don't have any platform where they can have visibility. And I think it was something very important and essential to have. And we also have, that's true with only GBA, but we also have Strong and Precious with the designer from Ukraine, and Asia, the Armenian Jewelers Association from Armenia, and they organized contests of pieces, of jewelry pieces or gouache, and then the winners come to GemGenève, and it's very important to give them a chance to express and to be heard, actually.
That's a wonderful initiative. Well, we are now living in a country and the era of digital. So my question is again related to now digital as well as physical excellence. If I can have Thomas to answer this question, Thomas, despite your integration with Digital Jewelry Week, why remains the physical touch and feel Flex Expo irrepressible for high jewelry? Specifically, how is 2026 show of technology to augment rather than replace the tactical experience of gemstone?
Regarding touch and feel, for me, is really important not to just see images or theoretical things. Jewel is something that has a personality, all different, especially the colored stones. Everyone has their own character. This is important, and at a show like this, to be able to see also the many different characters of participants in the show, I think is a great experience. And for us as organizers, to deal with these people, to talk to them, to see their needs is, I think, a real challenge and pleasure.
Right. My next question, which is related to the global scale and curated diversity. With record-breaking interest, how do you curate such vast spectrum of antique masterpieces to avant-garde lavatory to a cohesive visitor experience? Which international delegations and emerging markets are you most excited to host among the countries to represent this?
Well, I think it's thanks to our exhibitors who have a great variety of exhibitors. We have exhibitors who are only specialized, for example, in diamonds and only larger diamonds, some smaller diamonds. And we have people who are only dealing in emeralds, for example, other colored stones. And then we have people who are mainly dealing in antique jewelry. But I think like Horowitz and Tota and myself, we were sort of mixed something. We have colored stones, we have diamonds, and we have antique jewelry. I think in the late 60s, and it's always been a passion for me.
This is what I wanted to do is, in fact, it's just we are curating the exhibitors in order to give a balance. We don't want to put too much diamond, we don't want to put too much emeralds, and we are trying to keep a balance between different sectors of our trade. If you look at the floor plan, you would see that if you drop a visitor in any point of the show, and this visitor is making 360 degrees around him, he should see a diamond dealer, a colored stone dealer, a jewelry, and so like this he would have a little bit of everything. And I think this is one of the main problems that we have to solve. In fact, considering the visitors, we want the visitors to have a large variety. We don't want to make it a diamond show or a jewelry show. We want to have everything. And this is why we have a waiting list. And sometimes we have a waiting list, even though we have still space to physical space.
Right.
And so it's not a fake waiting list. It's just that we don't want to accept too much people unless the balance is kept. So this is in fact what keeps all the things together. And then for the delegation, I think we are just welcoming everybody, and we're excited to see anyone. When we see people coming with interest, in fact, this is the reward we are getting, is to see that people want to come anywhere. We would have the same eyes, the same passion to transmit, and it's not going to be one special area. And I think this is why we cannot answer it.
I think we have between 27 years. I would say between 17 and 2021.
All right.
We don't have like the precise numbers, but you can see that GemGenève is like at this level of quality in terms of pieces and of gemstones. We are like an international levels. We have exhibitors coming from. That's why we couldn't answer to your second question. That exhibitors come like from the entire world, and so it was like, and each of them has their own expertise and their own exceptional pieces. And as Bonnie mentioned, that we try to keep the balance between all of them. So we are not like a diamond show, we are not like a color gemstones show. We are like, we try to highlight the level.
Okay, right. Now, my next question to you both again, to Ronnie and Thomas. what is the core message to the next generation of jewelers attending the sale? And what is the guiding GemGenève evolution as you look forward to the next 10 years?
The message could be live your passion. If you love something, no matter how difficult it is, one day you might have the opportunity. If you don't try, you would never succeed. This is, I think, for the next generation, and the next decades would be if GemGenève could be an example for other shows to also think about the future. And we can see already few of the shows are trying to catch some things like this, and they have to understand that, okay, it's very nice present. Well, we are young since a long time already, Thomas and myself, and at the point we have also to think about the kids, the grandsons, the granddaughters, to evolve in a nice way. So if GemGenève could contribute, it would be great. And if at a point GemGenève is useless, so it should just retire, it's like a football player. If at a point you can't give more to the team, just say bye, which I don't think it would happen. But it's to work as long as we bring something to the trade.
Thomas, your version to the question, please.
Well, I can only add and agree with Ronnie, and I can only say I can encourage young people and future generations, because there's difficult times also, of course, like everywhere else, but most of our work is with beautiful things, is with many of my clients and my suppliers. We're very friendly, and it's a big community. I'm happy that I decided when I was 17 to go into this business.
Right.
Never regretted it. It's a beautiful, at my level and Ronnie's level and our level.
As we draw this conversation to a close, it is very clear that the 10th edition of GemGenève is not merely a milestone in time, but definitely a testament to the enduring power of passion and expertise. Through the eyes of the founders, we have glimpsed the future where the jewelry industry will remain rooted in human connections, even as it scales the height of modern innovation. I welcome all the jewelry buyers, collectors, industry leaders from all the corners of the globe. The stage is set, and the world's most exclusive treasure awaits you at GemGenève 2026. So, ladies and gentlemen, it was a pleasure talking to you all today. Thank you so much for your time. From
Thank you very
SVAR,
much.
we wish you all a grand success for GemGenève 2026.